So today we're going to talk about the different console variations of Crazy Taxi between Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, and PSP, as well as the original Xbox. This is for console only. So first we're going to go into the PSP because graphically speaking it is the worst. Alright, so we are on the PSP. And if you use component cables, these are original Sony OEM component cables out of the PSP 3K, which the 2K is also compatible with. This is the type of image that you're going to get. It's going to be letterbox. You know, it looks decent. And I'll go ahead and start an arcade and we'll work for just 10 minutes. We're not going to play the whole 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
I have lowered the in-game music down to 2 notches because YouTube will not pick it up that low. Because I also use custom music. Because the game, they removed all the licensing on this version of the game. Let's see if I can get going here. So as you can see, you know, this is 480 by 272. This is the resolution of the PSP. And without the retrotink, this is what you get. So what we're going to do is go into the retrotink and we're going to load my profile to, you know, for the YouTube videos. This way it kind of mimics the PSP screen. And so this is what you get. It is 30 frames per second. You can use custom cheats and patch it with Cpmparing, and you can patch it 60 frames, but in certain areas you're going to get some slowdown, you know, what have you. And so we're just going to show you for a little bit more. And again, I added the music. They removed all licensing locations from this version. And they removed all the Offspring, Bad Religion, all that music is gone as well. But you can load your own MP3 file and play whatever music you want. Alright, so that's that, and we're going to get on to the next game. We are at the PlayStation 2. Now this game, the resolution is 480i. There is no progressive scan for this game. As you can see there, as it was loading. Now, one thing I want to mention: the music is in the game. All the licensed music, the locations are all there. Again, it's the PlayStation 2 using the Retrovision and component cables. Or Retrovision component cables.
Come on, get in. Hey, good job. Come on, let's go anywhere. We'll be on our way.
Just kind of showing you the game a little bit.
Pay more attention.
I'm going to go ahead and skip forward and not drop off this person, because I'm going to show you the licensed locations are still intact. There's Pizza Hut, there's Fila, you're going to see Levi's right over here. And the Tower Records right here. And then KFC. See? So the game is 480i, you know, which is kind of a bummer. But it plays well, it looks good, you know, for 480i. Going through the retrotink. One thing I wanted to mention is I'm going to move some stuff over on my table. The vibration on the rumble on the controller is constant. You could turn it off, but this one has the most rumble out of any of them that I've played. The PSP has no rumble at all, so I'm going to let you listen to it. So that's just it's like the engine of the car, so it's just constantly rumbling. So if that bothers you, just so you know, you can turn it off. But it's in there. And the music, all the licensed stuff is still intact, so this is a solid version to play. It's not my favorite. So we're going to go into the next one. And I'm using the official disc, so I'm not running it through like Nintendo's or Dios Mios, any of them loaders or anything like that. So it is component with RetroVision connected to the retrotink.
Go ahead and pick a car.
Unfortunately, this game is also 480i, but it retains all the original music and all the licensed locations. It's just at this point it's kind of like between PlayStation and GameCube. It's what controller do you prefer?
Come on, get in.
No, thanks.
And that's what it's going to come down to on these versions, because they're essentially the same game. You know, all of them have like load-in issues like that down there on the bottom. You go too fast and it has pop in.
Come on now, can't you see?
And I'll drive up there and I'll show you the locations.
Now it's serious.
I saved you, right? Take it easy.
I have lowered the music down for copyright claim reasons. So here's Pizza Hut. There's the Fila store. Which in the game, you know they don't call it Fila. There's Levi's. Here's Tower Records and KFC. So just so you can see. Now, having just played the PlayStation 2 for this video, I think the PS2 is a little bit more on the vibrant side. And the numbers, like the countdown timer, it looks a little bit cleaner on the PlayStation. But you know, at this point it's going to be, look at that, that helicopter should have crashed. It's waiting for me to leave, ain't it? Why is it loaded there? That's weird. Never seen that before. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to go to the next console. Alright, so here we are on the Dreamcast. Now I am using VGA into a HDMI adapter. And right now the mclassic is turned off. And so that's why the image is shifted and it is stretched to somewhat of a widescreen. You know, you can use your TV. If you're not capturing gameplay, that's not really an issue because you can just correct it with your TV. But I like using the mclassic because I can force the 4:3.
You have 10 crazy minutes.
The game is just louder than the other ones, so I haven't adjusted the volume as far as the overall audio in this video.
Go ahead and pick a car and driver. Billy Joe. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Hey, it's time to make some crazy money. Are you ready?
So as you can see,
we go.
You know, it doesn't look too bad.
Yo, you need a ride?
Watch it. You need to take me to
It does retain the original music and all the licensed locations.
Oh, go that way.
Yo, stay
One thing I forgot to mention about the previous is that on GameCube there isn't rumble. On Dreamcast you have to have a rumble pack if you want working rumble, which I do have that. And so I'm just gonna drop down here and show you there's also, you know, load-in issues.
Hey, wait up! Where you going?
You better pick someone up. You're gonna run out of time.
Okay.
Like, are we leaving today?
And just in a second, you know, I'm gonna turn on the mclassic.
Yeah. Yeah. That was too dangerous. Careful.
So graphically, this,
Oh, no.
I hate it when that happens.
Damn it.
This game through VGA is 480p.
Yeah.
That's why it looks better already.
That was some serious speed.
Take it easy.
And I'll go ahead and pause it real quick, and I'm going to flip the mclassic on. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So I thought I was gonna have an audio blip because sometimes that happens.
Like, are we leaving today?
But you can see it smooths it out,
Yeah, we be on our way.
cleans it up a little bit. Some people like the look, some people don't. For this game, I do. So here's the Fila shop, shoe store,
Hey, I am the best.
and I'm gonna show you around. Here's the Levi's up here, which they don't call it that, they call it the clothing store. And Fila, there's Tower Records. And here's KFC, which actually looks better in my opinion, KFC does, than the other variations of the game. But they don't call it KFC. They say, I want to get some chicken. I want to get some fried chicken. That's what they say. And then they say, take me to the record store. That's Tower Records. Then they say, take me to the clothing store, which is Levi's. And then take me to the shoe store, or shoe shop, they might call it. And so that's Fila. All the original licensed music and locations are in this game. So far, this is the better version. And again, you know, if you don't like the mclassic look, you can work without it and maybe force a 4:3 if you're going to capture, you know, or just use your TV to correct it. But it still looks good without it, as I'll flip it off here. Although I can't force the 4:3 for the video, but you know, it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks better than the other versions anyway. I just wish it wasn't stretched, you know. So let's get on to the next version, which is the original Xbox. And I wanted to do that one last because it is Crazy Taxi 3, and there are some changes in that game that are actually, in my opinion, for the better. Alright, we are here on the original Xbox. Now, mind you, the game is not letterboxed. I am using original component cables, not the AV pack. They actually make an original OEM component cable. This game is a little bit different. Now, it is enhanced graphics. It is 480p, which is good. We're going to go ahead and set it for 10 minutes here. First thing you'll notice is there is no timer to select your cabbie. Second, there are more cabbies to choose from. Now, you have to do the Crazy X to unlock them, but if you go into the other maps, you know, these guys, they're available on Glitter Oasis, which is a new map. And then these guys are from Crazy Taxi 2, which is the Small Apple map on here. And if you complete the Crazy X, you can unlock all of them, and you can use them for any map, any cabbie, for any map that you like. So we're going to go to BD Joe.
BD Joe? Yeah, we can have some fun.
And again, I am connected through the retrotink. And I've already did all the adjustments. I have a preset on here.
Okay, Hyrella.
The original music is in the game.
Here we go.
It's all here. But I have it on shuffle, so it shuffles all the music throughout the game, which this is a track from Glitter Oasis. And so, one thing you notice about this is the drift mechanic, okay? And the limiter cut, which is your boost. This is your limiter cut right here. They also added the hop, which is from Crazy Taxi 2. And they also added multiple customer pickup at the same time, which is also from Crazy Taxi 2. And Crazy Taxi 2, I believe, it might be on Steam, but it is a Dreamcast exclusive, with the exception of PSP, which Fair Wars, it's also on there. And so you're not hearing the original music, but it shuffles through that. But the original locations are also here. Now, another thing that they did different in this game is they expanded the map. So you can go back here, pick up people in the water. You know, there's some people over there. Here's Pizza Hut. Here's your Fila. Now, if you're going to play the PAL version, I would not recommend the PAL version of this game because they completely changed the music so you don't get Bad Religion, The Offspring, or Soundgarden. And the Fila store is gone. All the other locations are still there, but the Fila store has been changed, as well as the PC version of this game. And so another thing they added is, you know, there's different shortcuts, and as you can see, like I said, they expanded the map. So there's different cut-through areas that you can go through that add more variation to the game. And there's a cut-through right there. You know, you can go back here. I'm not going to show everything, but, you know. And then over here, you're able to go up there on the other versions of the game, but you haven't been able to go down here, which they opened that. And on the other versions as well, you couldn't just drive through it. It was an invisible barrier when you hit that wall. You couldn't go in there at all. And so we're going to go forward here. Here's the Levi store, just so you can see. And here's Tower Records. And then here is KFC. So all those locations are there. And again, here's part of the expanded part of the map. You know, you can go all the way behind here, all the way down to where I showed you initially. You can go behind. And so they added a bunch of shortcuts. So the game has a graphical enhancement, but it is native 480p unless you play the PC version, which has some slight changes like I mentioned. The PC version is 720p and looks a little bit cleaner and smoother than this does. And so here's some other differences right here. So you can jump over here. You can go behind the stadium, you know. So this is my favorite version of the game. But if you want to keep it 100% original, then the Dreamcast is my favorite as far as that goes. You can go here in the grass, pick up some people. They added the Piaz Park. I call it Piaz Park, but they added this park over here, this area. You can also hop over that, pick up some people down here. There's a tunnel, which can take you down to this other section, which I don't hardly ever use that tunnel. I usually cut through here. You can get on the freeway through here, or the normal way, which is just down there, and then just kind of shortcut it right here. But they have another freeway section you can cut through there, and it'll take you over there by the mall. And I'll cut through real quick, or not cut through, I'll drive through here and show you, because, you know, this version is different. Obviously you have the visual limiter cut and drift, so you know you performed it accurately. And so the map is the same. All the locations are the same. You know, they might have changed the name slightly, but it's all the same. You know, here's your mall. You know, right there, which is, they always say, take me to the mall. I think there's the east and the west side, as they call it. And then here's your hotel over here in the corner. This is the Osmus Hotel. You go down over here, and because you always go in this corner a lot. You know, you got to drop off people here. I forget the name of it. For some reason, my mind just went blank. But you got to go there. And then you come down this way. And here is your your bus station right here. They also added an area back here. You can pick up some people in the water. You know, you can come over here. Let me get back up top if I can. Yeah, I figured it would do that. So let's just right here for a second, cut through. So you can pick up some people behind those buildings. You know, you can go back here. There's some hidden people back there as well. You know, clusters, groups. And that's why they added the crazy hop to this version. You can go in the water down here, pick up some people all the way into that barrier. You know, you just got to kind of look around. You know, initially I wasn't going to show you the whole map, but I feel like I should now. Because there's so many differences. So you can go back here, find some hidden people in the water, hidden people back here, and it opens up to the fire station, you know, which is right here. And of course they have the original roads. You know, this is I don't know the name of the road. But up here, this is where the car shop, the used car lot is. And across down here is the tennis court, which is actually changed. Because some of the other ones have at least on the PSP, I know for sure the tennis court is up here. It's right where this truck is. Where they moved it. So there's nothing there now. And there's the fork in the road where it splits off. But you're not limited. You can go in the grass and go through those buildings. You can cut across, you know, and jump through here. There's all sorts of sections that you can pick up people. There's people everywhere in this game. Like, it has more people to pick up, you know, than the other ones do. They're more hidden because the map is expanded. So there's somebody here. And you can go over here in the corner. There's a cluster. So you have 4. You know, and that's why they added the hop. There's somebody back here behind this building. I'm not going to show you all of them. But, you know, we've already circled the map now. And so, personally, this is my favorite variation of the game. You know, because the graphical enhancement, the map expansion. I like the hop mechanic that you can use it in all of the maps, which is, this is West Coast. You could only do it on Crazy Taxi 2, which doesn't have West Coast as far as I'm familiar with. I don't really play that game. So, you know, correct me if I'm wrong there. But the boost has always been there, which is your limiter cut. It's just not a visual. With the exception of this game, they added it and made it visual. You know, here's your museum, and here's your library over here on the left, which is yeah. So there you go. Anyways, this video is meant so you can decide which version of the game you want to play. You got a nostalgic trip. You have the old consoles, and you're like, should I put the money out and buy Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, GameCube, PSP if you want for portability? But anyway, hopefully this video helped you out, helped you decide which is going to be the best for you. And so